printing presses and bindery person as low as possible. I was trying to figure a way to, and I'm thinking, wow, over here there's no wind. I go down there, there's point. That white building is a station from the on there. Never spoke with anybody. And that very day, there are people that work in there, and sure enough, it's Star Wars, and there's computers everywhere with all kinds of equipment. And so I started talking to them, and it's an air quality monitoring station, and measures the particulate in the air, and also they have an anemometer there, and they've been tracking and measuring wind speeds for years. Wow. So that this might have been a good spot for a wind turbine. I also read an article in the New Haven Register about when maybe in the future down around Long Wharf. So all of that was playing in my head, and the next thing I know, the whole thing took on a life of its own. I started talking to developers, wind developers, and here we are. Really, I mean, it took about 4 years in the making. We're going to have a new sign. That is the terrible, that is the oldest. Sign. Yeah, I know, but our logo has changed. Everything has changed about how we do our business.
Take a picture today. Now before it comes down.
Yeah, take a picture now. Exactly. Well, again, you can see along the pole here. This is all our building right here. This whole building is Phoenix Press. We have a warehouse. This is the central office here, and all the machinery and whatnot in there. See the three homes,
yeah.
That's one service, another service, and then that's another service. Servicing all three homes, all parts of the building. So that is the largest service, and that's a 600 amp service. Our turbine powers about a third of that service. So, and that's the biggest bulk of our electric bill. So it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't. I never tell anybody that it does, but it's a big reduction in cost. And what I think is so cool, really, is on certain days of the year when the wind is blowing really powerful. I know how much electricity I'm making. I know how much electricity we're using. Sometimes we're off the grid. Sometimes on certain days we're operating with completely no. We're not paying for any power on that part of the building. Over here, it's a little different, but like today, there's nothing operating except the lights I turned on for you folks. So all the power that we're making yesterday, we worked yesterday, so that wasn't.
Because after that, you're getting you're in the plus, right?
But you also have to think about what your needs are. You know, here we are. We're a manufacturing company. We have needs for electricity. We have this land. This is all our land. We own this. My brother and I own this land, so we didn't have to buy the land. We didn't have to lease the land. And we had access to the building as a direct result of manufacturing the electricity right here. We're using it right there. I mean, that's...
Is anybody else using it other than you?
Well, on a day like today, yeah, it's going down the line. It's probably feeding homes and.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, well, today.
Well, I wondered if you didn't have to cross any streets, so you didn't. So you didn't have to deal with the DPUC about.
Before we put the turbine in.
Yeah.
UI changed all. They knew what our plans were. They were great.
Oh.
They were really good. They changed all the wires over here.
Oh.
They changed everything into the new brand, because otherwise the electricity that we'd be generating some of it could be lost through the uninsulated wires and whatnot.
I wondered, as part of the 2 grants you got, did you have to apply part of that towards helping other communities outside of your own business?
No.
Finish what you were saying about what UI did so that they would maximize the benefit of this.
All the wires were raised, first of all. They were all low wires over here at one point. They're all raised, and they're all brand new re-insulated wires. And they go all the way down. They connect to the newer grid that's been down on Grand Avenue. So they went all the way down James Street. Not just for us, but it seemed like a timely thing to do. It needed to be done. And you know,
But in the end, this benefits them also as
right.
a source, right?
Exactly.
And so the upgrade meant that they could get maximum value out of it, and that the production from
Right.
this windmill that you didn't use had maximum
Help.
value to the grid.
Right.
Who built this? There's a company that built it?
Yeah, a company called Alteris Renewables. Alteris Renewables was the company that I hired to do the installation. I mean,
from here to the United States?
yeah, they're actually in Rhode Island.
Okay.
There may be more companies now that in Connecticut that might be able to install this, but I mean, the interesting thing about this is here we are right next to the river there.
Right.
So the first thing that happens when you dig a hole in the ground, what happens? The water fills up. So we had to do a major, what they call dewatering process.
Oh.
So this whole area here, while it was under construction, they were sucking the water out through huge filters over here. And the water going back out, because they put the hose on the side, but the water going back out to the river was cleaner than what's coming out of the ground. Even though there's nothing wrong with the ground, it's
like a well water kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
what stops it from coming back in under here, the water?
well,
Did you
tons
block
and
it, or-
tons of cement. First
okay.
Underneath us, about 30 feet down, is how deep the hole is.
Okay.
There's 47 truckloads of concrete in that pole right there.
Wow.
Well, it doesn't look like a pole, but it's pretty deep in the ground. There's 3 sections of tower, and then the nacelle is quite heavy up there. The blades are about 37 feet long.
What are they made out of?
Mostly fiberglass.
Okay.
They're very heavy.
Yep. Okay. Very heavy, yeah.
So when the blade is completely fully extended from this level right here, it's 156 feet tall. And we could generate up to 100 kilowatt hours of power in 1 hour. And we have done that. There's a meter on the, recently we generated 106 kilowatt hours of power in 1 hour. And that may have been Irene. During a Hurricane Irene or Tropical Storm Irene, it only shut off once. It's designed to shut off at wind speeds of 60 miles an hour. And then it's dangerous after that.
It could fall over.
It will never, well,
maybe.
no, it's designed to withstand winds of 120 miles an hour.
Okay.
So it's not gonna fall over at 60 miles an hour. But the interesting thing is it'll shut off at 60 miles an hour, and it will yaw out of the wind. So right now, the wind direction is coming. You can see the flag. The wind direction is coming right this way, and the turbine has an anemometer on the top to determine exactly which the wind direction is coming in. So basically the wind turbine is going like this, and it really wants the wind coming right at its hub, right in its face, if you will. So there's a small motor, about that big, about that high. It's a 1/2 horsepower motor that will actually yaw into the wind as the wind changes direction. If the wind changes direction of 10 degrees in 10 minutes, it will yaw. It will always look for the wind to come right at it. And then what happens is, what I wanted to tell you was, at high wind speeds, the turbine doesn't spin any faster, because if it did, could be dangerous. So there's a motor and a brake on it. It will only spin at 58 revolutions per minute, maximum. But that's at a wind speed of about 10 meters per second. So if we get 20 meter per second wind speed, which for easy math is about 40 mile an hour winds, which we had a lot of yesterday. What will happen is the blades will actually go backwards, create more resistance, and create more pressure. So just like a jet engine, in a way, or not a jet engine, but a prop engine. Yeah, it creates more resistance, and so it won't spin any faster. It's not putting it in any jeopardy. It'll just make more power. So,
Does it turn
Yes.
So that the wind goes
Goes
like
right by it.
By it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep. The wind, so like if we were standing here and it was 60-mile-an-hour winds, first of all we'd be really cold. But if we were standing here, you know, if we were here like this, it would shut off and it would go like this.
Yeah.
It would go
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like this.
And
You're
because
smart.
I've seen it ring shut off, but I'm thinking.
Only once, yeah. Look up there and when after you want to climb up? No, I'm kidding. They can't let you climb up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's pretty tall when you stand right underneath it and look up.
Take a peek.
Well, this is manufactured by
Oh, you're actually getting in, Maria.
by Northern Power in Vermont.
Why not?
Climb up a chance of a lifetime.
All right. Do you mind if I get in there with it?
Oh, cool shot!
Yeah. It's a big ladder. All right. Oh, that is a cool shot. All right.
Brad.
Dead calm, and so the sun rises a little bit, creates some thermals, and then hits the earth up a little bit. Then, but right, and then but at the end of the day, a lot of times the wind dies down, so then we don't get any power at night. But we need most of the power during the day anyway.
But you were saying that it was kind of generating.